What is happening there? Gamer Dude here, and I am going to be talking about the new PS5 Slim redesigns. Now, it shouldn't be any surprise that we are getting PS5 Slims. Slims have kind of existed for pretty much the whole life of the PlayStation brand. Well, I suppose you could probably ignore the PS1 where they tried to the lid that kind of opens up to where you put in the disc. They actually used to have a screen on there, weirdly enough, to try and make that a thing. Didn't really work out all that well, but it is what it is. The PS2 had an even slimmer model than the original PS2, making it smaller, tighter, and significantly more compact. You could actually fit the damn thing in your hand compared to half of the consoles now. The PS3 had a fairly decent looking slimline design that was significantly slimmed down, and of course the PS4 slimmer redesign was again significantly smaller. The Pro obviously increased that size, but the thickness of the OG PS4 was definitely shortened by a fairly significant amount, by 30% at least. That's using your eyes and visually looking at it, but obviously it's much more than that it was actually decreased by. So with all that said and done, the thing that all of these console refreshes and slimming designs generally tend to have is an inherent price decrease, because it makes it easier to produce the objects in question. It makes it easier to not only does it make it easier to make, it's always cheaper because of the materials being used. It's a refinement on an already existing product, and that always benefits us as consumers. That's why a lot of the consoles that I have are mostly just slims, weirdly enough. My PS2 upstairs is a slim. My two PS3s that are right in front of me are both PS3 slims. I have a PS4 slim. So it kind of goes to show that the cheapness factor is certainly a nicety to have. Now, this is where I'm going to clown on anyone who buys a PS5 after the current iteration of PS5s do actually get completely sold out, is that if I just go down a bit to the actual pricing structure, this is kind of what it looks like. So PS5 with Ultra HD Blu-ray disc is 500 USD, which is, pretty much the slightly more expensive. Actually, is it? I actually don't know what the normal price is for it. Actually, no, it's the same price, 500 USD, yes, as the base PS4. However, the digital edition is $50 more than the actual price of the the original SKU of the PS5 digital edition, essentially. And so this is pretty much a light price, this is pretty much a price increase in disguise, using the optical sort of refresh design. And granted, it looks worse because it's slimmer. At least the chunkiness was kind of nice. Selling the vertical stand separately for $30, so it's advertising. Is it vertical or horizontal stand that's separate? It is the horizontal stand, which looks a lot like this. Okay, so my PS5 currently in my face, that's sitting right in front of me, is sitting horizontally, and the stand that it came with can be used both vertically and horizontally. So it seems like that and so this is supposed to be the horizontal stand, which again, it looks way better sitting horizontal than it would vertical, especially in sort of my living space that I've got right here. So inherently, we're being charged a lot. All right, I'm gonna be honest. We are just being charged a lot more money to have things from a very specific brand, and this is the kind of stuff I wish that they would not be trying to do, given that Jim Ryan is now no longer going to be hitting up PlayStation, and he's gonna stop. I think, was it March or something like that? But yeah, it was March or April, I can't remember exactly when. I did make a video about it, so I'll try and link that into the description below. But essentially, what it comes down to is that you have to pay more for the digital version. If you want to have a stand, you need to pay extra for that. and it'll all start rolling out in November. And when the current original PS5 SKU is completely sold out, this will be replacing it. Which, on top of that, they are also the plates that are going to be provided for the Slim will not work with the plates that are currently available for the original PS5. So instead, you have to wait until next year before you can actually get replacement plates for the Slim. God, this is nuts. But yeah, the digital version can also be upgraded with a disc drive if you want to. Just costs another $80. 80? Sorry, $80. Yeah, actually I was right. It was $80. Huh. In here I thought I was going insane. No, $80 right there. So if you were to buy the PS5 with the disc drive originally, it's 500 USD. And of course, if you were to buy the digital edition plus the disc drive, you'd be paying $529.99 or $530 USD, which obviously is more expensive. And then if you also consider the $30 for the stand, you know, you'd be paying $530 for the PS5 with the HD Blu-ray drive. But if you get the digital version, you're either going to be paying $480 USD without the digital, without the disc drive, and if it's with the disc drive, you'll be paying $560, which is just horrendously expensive. As if 500 USD wasn't expensive enough. And on top of that, like every other country in the world has already gotten a price increase in the PS5. The fact that this price increase is also happening means it'll also affect other countries as well and be even further expensive than it already was, which is kind of absolutely rubbish when you really think about it. Anyway, I just thought I'd mention this because it's A, absolutely rubbish, B, the thing looks uglier than the original. At least the original looked kinda cool, I guess. But now the simplicity of the Xbox design seems to have really well and truly made it feel like, you know, you couldn't be nickel and dimed as badly as like PlayStation's making it, especially when the Portal is still yet to come out. It's almost like they're trying to make every little buck off us. Is it completely the fault of Jim Ryan? Probably not, but I'm sure a number of people did have issues, you know, had a say in making these decisions what they are, and I kind of hate it completely. It just reminds me of early PS3 PlayStation, but even then, like mid PS3 PlayStation was kind of like my favorite PlayStation, if not PS2 PlayStation, but still, like, it is what it is. All of that I'm saying about an older time of the past has now long since passed us. It is what it is. Time passes by, things happen, things change, and most of, if not all of it, is completely out of our control. So we're just in for the ride and doing what we can. But anyway, that was kind of like my thoughts on what's going on with the PlayStation PS5 Slim and everything else in between. Let me know what you guys think about the PS5 redesign, but not only just the redesign. What do you think of current PlayStation? And hell, you know what? Even talk about, you know, Jim Ryan's movement, departure, and things like that. I feel like it all comes together at some point, but I don't know where, because we're not in those boardrooms where these sorts of decisions are made. You know, I kind of wish we had more sort of inside information. But with all of that said and done, please like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel, aiming for 100 subs. Also, by the end of the year, but also want my videos to go out to more people. And I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.